Hello, welcome to Nintendo Nostalgia. I'm your host Jacob Rush, and I'm joined by my co-host Kyle Martin. We're back and we're playing with Power, guys. Just like last time, we did an episode with me and a guest. It was a special episode. We did that for Joshua Taylor, who you guys know very well through our show. But you guys, if you're a longtime listener, you also know Kyle Martin. Kyle Martin has done all of the artwork for our podcast from the beginning days back in like 2016, and he continues every time we haven't changed artwork in quite a while, but every time we do, he's always the man to do it. So today is a special day because we want to talk about Kyle for the project, this passion project that he's been working on to try to make a dream become a reality. And this is all about him. So, Kyle, go ahead, introduce yourself and take it away.
Hey, I'm Kyle. Like Jacob, I'm based out of Indiana, and I'm a toy designer by day and illustrator by night. And I'm also playing with power, but I'm playing with the power of gods and monsters, and that's in my new comic called Future Zero, which is on Kickstarter right now.
All right, Future Zero. So, Future Zero. Kyle, we'll ask you. We won't keep you too long today, but we definitely just want to get everyone to know what this is all about and how did this come to be. How have you been able to create this passion project and start to make it a reality?
So yeah, back in towards the end of last year, I came out with a line of collectibles, and while I was designing that line, I was also writing stories for them, but the stories weren't ready for the comics weren't ready yet. So I kept developing the stories, released the figures with the idea that sometime after the figures came out, I would release a comic. And all the figures are based on old stories and mythologies that we're all familiar with, like Thor and Zeus, Athena, Frankenstein, Dracula, Little Red Riding Hood, to name a few. So yeah, the comic just came out on Kickstarter. It's called Future Zero. It's a bit of a love letter to my childhood and some things I love. So it's Dragonball meets Hellboy crossed with a Happy Meal.
Nice.
It has the fighting of Dragon Ball, the mythology and monsters of Hellboy, and like a Happy Meal, you get a little something extra in each issue. And if you go to the Kickstarter, you can see a map I designed of their world. And the comment I get on that most is that it looks like a Mario map, which I love hearing because I'm a massive Mario fan.
Yeah, every time I see it, I think of Mario World a lot. I love the artwork on it. I really think, because I've been there while you've released your figurines over the past year, and I almost have collected them all. Not quite yet, but almost.
Yeah, you're 6 away from a Smashcraft mug.
That's right. I'm almost
I don't
there.
think I said what the name of them are. They're called Smashcraft.
Smashcraft, which you can still find on Amazon outside of this Kickstarter.
Right, and if you want them signed, you can get them on Kickstarter for roughly the same price,
which is awesome. I love every figurine that I have. I display them at work out front now, and I think they're just full of life and character, and it's a fun spin on these characters from what we've seen traditionally in from other companies, from what they've done with them. I love the fact that you're like meshing worlds that really aren't supposed to be together. It's kind of like I want to say it's kind of like a Kingdom Hearts feeling, where you're mixing a whole different side of Disney with an animation side that is typically not what you see mixed together. Now, this is your own world. This is something you've created. You're making what's the story? Can you give us like a general summary of like what the story is in this first comic issue?
Yeah, so a long time ago, before the first issue, there was a war between Asgard and I call them, most of them I call kingdoms. So Asgard Kingdom and Olympus Kingdom, which is Greek and Norse mythology. And the Greek Olympus Kingdom, Zeus, defeated Odin from Asgard. And part of the deal with him defeating him is that Odin had to relinquish his army, which is by closing the gates of Valhalla. So the way it works in mythology, anyone loyal, roughly, it's loosely based on the Norse mythology. Anyone loyal to Odin, when they die, they go to Valhalla and become a part of his army that fights for him during Ragnarok. So it's loosely based on that. So Odin doesn't have an army, and after so long, he's like, screw this. I want my army back. I want to be supreme ruler. So he opens the gates to Valhalla to have his army again, and that's where the issue picks up is Zeus and company. So Zeus, Hades, Anubis, which that's Egyptian mythology. What else we got? Poseidon, Athena, and Merlin and Frankenstein are all charging his castle, where Odin, Thor, Loki, and some others await him. That's all I'll tell you, because I think
don't want to spoil it all.
And you can kind of see a little bit of that on the Kickstarter. There's 4 pages on there. You can see a little bit of a fight between Odin and Zeus, and a fight between Athena and Thor.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen some of those. I love the idea of just like mixing in like even monsters, because monsters are not necessarily like as strong as a god level, but at the same time they're unique in their own way. And I feel like I'm curious to see how the story of how every character individually is going to like fit in this world where it feels like honestly everyone's over OP. They're all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have some ways for some of the non-gods to be powerful too. So you might be surprised who defeats who in a battle.
Well, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to get that, to get my issue. I've already backed the project. Guys, Kyle is you're a little over halfway now to meeting your goal. Is that correct?
Yep, 7 days in, and we're halfway there. And the sooner you can support it, the better, because that helps it climb the rankings. So when people are scrolling through Kickstarter, they'll see it. So if you guys can back it now, that would be awesome, and any little bit helps.
What are some gifts for people to get if they chime in on this?
Yeah, so there's my personal favorite is it's the most expensive one, but as a kid who used to always get drawings, caricatures of myself when I'd go to theme parks, at the $50 reward level, you can get the comic and an original drawing in my chibi style of any character you want. So I didn't mention this earlier, but each issue comes with bonus comics that are short 1-page gag comics where they're in chibi art style, which is kind of like Charlie Brown, where they have big heads and little bodies. And I just kind of use this style to make joke comics. And each issue will have a few of those in the back.
Yeah, I think that might be one of my personal favorites about it. I read the Poseidon one. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's working at like a burger joint or something.
It's Shark Shack. He sells fish sandwiches.
I think I just see all the little detail and all the love that's being put into every inch of what you're trying to do. And I find it more appealing. As a matter of fact, just why I think I told you the other day, reading that Shark Shack comic made me want to buy his figurine a lot more than I ever have. I've had the opportunity to a couple times, and I just I didn't want to pull the trigger. But reading that, it helps me see these characters in a different light than just even what their own image on Smashcraft shows, and it made me appreciate them more and want them more. So. Well, is there any final thoughts and places that you'd like to just push people to go to find the Kickstarter, where they can support social media pages and spread the word?
So you can go to my social media on any social media platform. It's Kyle Martin Art. I have the links posted on my profile on those, and I post about it all the time. I posted on Nintendo Nostalgia. You could find it there.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a Future Zeroes, a comic that's full of big punches, big fun, and big heart.
Awesome. Well, Kyle, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know that you've got meetings lined up. You're going to another meeting right after this. So you're a busy guy right now. And, we will do all we can to help promote this comic book and get it to fruition. And I hope many other people, and especially our listeners, can spread the word and help Kyle out by pitching in yourselves. So thank you, Kyle, for coming on tonight. And good luck, man. We're going to get this thing passed for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and look forward to a new Nintendo Nostalgia logo or artwork this year.
Come to you this fall. Look around October. It'll look great.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Well, we'll let you go. Good luck with your next meeting, and good luck on the Kickstarter.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.